I'll probably just put it on YouTube and share it with people. You know, it would be better if I did more explaining, probably. So, okay, I'll cue it up to this time and explain. So I'm starting a new game. I just finished one game of Red Moon Rising. We had 3 of the 4 players win. This is a competitive and cooperative game, and I'm describing it that way because it actually it really is a negotiation game in the not in the sense of negotiation as a game mechanic, which is normally how you see that, but negotiation in the sense of economic game theory. I could say a lot about that, but maybe I'll just say for the introduction, this game is based on a story. Just read. This is like the book jacket introduction. So when her brother, this is actually from the Red Moon Rising webcomic, which my game is based on. So when her brother abruptly flees the capital for reasons unknown, Adriana is dragged into a mess of politics and scandal by the nation's military, who seem to have an unusually keen interest in finding him. Red Moon Rising is a full-color steampunk fantasy webcomic set in the midst of a magic-fueled industrial society, following one person's mistake and the knock-on effect it has on the people and the world around them. Check out redmoonrising.org and type !game for more info. Okay, !game. Red Moon Rising is a competitive and cooperative card game for 2 to 6 players. I'm going to play it as probably 4 players again. I'm just playing every player and like talking about how they think about it and pretending that they don't know how the other people are thinking because it's a social deduction game. So each player has an identity card. The first player token over. Give everybody identity cards. So each player has an identity card that determines how they score loyalty tokens. These are some loyalty tokens over here for each faction. The factions are the Risharkan Resistance, the Amaran Republic, and the Ashul Empire, also known as yellow, blue, and red, or red, yellow, and blue, if you like to remember what the primary colors are. So the cards tell you how you can score loyalty, and that's how you win the game, getting 3 of the same loyalty. The gameplay is players take turns. You just go clockwise. You draft these hex tiles from the 3 that are showing and place them with one matching edge touching. You just go clockwise and players do that. They are trying to score based on their identity cards, color, and role. So scoring goes like this every round. The round ends when players make a ring of touching tiles. Let's see. I'm going to make a ring that scores for everybody in the ring. Yeah. Okay. So for scoring, you look at after a ring is made. This is just players taking turns playing these tiles. So this is an end of round. There might be some other tiles out here. There usually are. People, posing, making other rings with the moves that they make. So here's a potential end of game, but this is the ring that is complete. So this is the one that matters. You look at each inside edge. You look at the color and the role in the ring. Diplomats, which are this flag here. Here's a yellow diplomat, a blue diplomat. Diplomats want each color to be in the ring of the 3 different colors. So if there is at least one yellow, at least one red, and at least one blue, diplomats score their color. So Galek here is a yellow diplomat. He's going to score yellow. Rhea is a yellow diplomat. She's going to score yellow. Senna is a blue diplomat. She would score blue. Those are diplomats. Soldiers want the ring to be mostly their color. So here's a yellow soldier. There's 4 out of 6 are yellow. He's going to score yellow. This is a yellow soldier. She's going to score yellow because the ring is mostly yellow. Those are soldiers. Spies. Oh, hey, Board Game Bart. Hi there. Somebody actually came in. Cool. I've never streamed on board games before, but I made a board game, so I'm like, here's a board game. Hi. Welcome in. I'm explaining the rules to myself. Let me know if you want me to start over. The short version is this is a steampunk fantasy themed social deduction game for as few as 2 players. Oh, I have pre-roll ads on. Oh. Okay. Thanks. That's a good point. That might also be a reason why there's not too many people in here. Yeah. I'm not a super pro streamer. I'm just doing this for fun. But I should probably run an ad. Not now, because now I have someone that I'm actually talking to. Okay, so we scored. So I'll do the short version. This is a social deduction game where you're making. Oh, thanks for the follow. So you're making a competitive or cooperative game, depending on how people play it. Players take turns choosing a tile out of 3 that are face up and placing it with 1 matching edge touching. And as soon as you finish a ring, the round ends. You see who scored. And so this is the tiles here are the end of a round, and I'm just talking through who scores what. Diplomats, represented by the flag, want every color to be in the circle. Soldiers with the crossed swords want the ring to be mostly their color. So far we've had this diplomat score their color because there's at least one red, yellow, and blue in the circle, and then these 2 yellow soldiers have scored because the ring is mostly yellow. I'm going to talk through spies. Spies want someone of their faction to score, or on their opposite side, no one to score. So actually, this spy has failed. Red did not score, and blue did score. They would have scored a red if another player had scored red, and they would have scored blue if no other player had scored blue. So this would be the score for that round, for whatever players had that identity. I'm gonna run a 30-second ad and shuffle back up and start the game over just to get rid of pre-rolls. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. Board Game Bard, can you tell me a little bit about your interest in board games? Thanks for stopping in. Also, you stream, I'm guessing, with a name like Board Game Bard on Twitch. You're probably doing some things with board games. You have a cool logo looking avatar, so I'm going to give you a follow. Okay, so just starting the game over. Just the first player. Normally these would be dealt face down, right? But I'm dealing them face up. So just to walk through the game. So these cards tell players how they can score. They need the tile for their character to have a side inside a completed ring and having the ring be what they want. So this player can either, this is Easius, the Republic Triarch, he can either be a blue diplomat and have his tile, wherever it is, we'll just use this one, have the blue side on the inside of a completed ring with all three colors, because diplomats want all three colors, or he could be a red spy and want someone else in the ring to score red and nobody in the ring to score blue. Those are the two ways that that player can score. We have Galak, who's a yellow diplomat and a red spy, so the same. He wants the same ring, potentially as Easius, but he scores yellow instead of blue in the ring. We have another diplomat spy over here, so same scoring options. She wants either all three colors or for yellow to score and blue to not score. And then Bracken over here is a yellow soldier and a blue spy, so he either wants mostly yellow or for blue to score and yellow to not score. And none of these players know who the others are unless they talk, which they should. Because what they want has a lot of overlap. Okay. So put three tiles face up. These are the tiles the players are going to play from. Easiest goes first. Oh, and I probably said this a couple times already. You win the game by getting three tokens, scoring tokens or loyalty tokens of the same color. Usually takes 4 or 5 rounds. Rounds are about 5 minutes. And the first round, usually everybody gets along and they're very happy to score whatever colors they score. And then towards the end of the game, it tends to get a little bit more like people sort of care more about if the game is going to end or not. And how they're going to come out. But, you know, so Easy's going first. He does not want to play himself because he wants more information. He's going to say, hey, I'm a diplomat, so I'm going to play a diplomat. Everybody, let's make a diplomatic ring and all get along. Galek doesn't have his tile yet. He's going to say, sure, I'll be a diplomat. Let's make a diplomatic ring with different colors. So he's starting to make potentially 2 different rings with each color. And he's saying, let's put this diplomat out. Got 2 diplomats next to each other. They want to make the same kind of ring. By the way, this is this player's tile. So this is how this player is going to score, which Galek, who played the tile, doesn't know that right now. Okay, Senna's turn. Senna is also not there. She is potentially wants to be in this ring, but if everybody plays it, she's not going to get another turn, and she doesn't know if her tile is going to come out or not. So there's also no diplomats here, so she's going to say, hey, I also want to be a diplomat. She can't, as the third player, she can't not continue to make a ring. But she's going to play, let's see, how could she, yeah. She's thinking about whether or not how this is actually going to shake out. But this would be, so she's starting to make a diplomatic ring. Bracken is not a diplomat, but he's going to play his own spy side and say that he's a diplomat. It's like, yeah, let's finish this ring. Easiest is in here and scoring. Actually, he and Bracken are the only people that are scoring right now. Let's see. Here's 2 diplomat cards. He still just actually genuinely wants to encourage people to be diplomats. So he's going to play... let's see. What's the last tile that could go there? Blue, red, blue, red. He wants another player to want to play the last tile that goes in here. Oh, which is Senna. Senna can fit here as a blue diplomat. Okay. He's playing that card. There's Senna. Galek likes this because he is actually a diplomat and is scoring. He's going to play Senna as a diplomat. They might talk to each other a little bit. Hey, do you want to finish this diplomatic ring? She says, yeah, for sure, let's do it. Okay. So everybody's still getting along. Yay. Let's score. So all the diplomats will score. Easiest scores blue. It's a blue diplomat. Galek scores yellow. It's a yellow diplomat. Senna scores blue. She's a blue diplomat. Bracken was actually not a diplomat. He's a spy. He scores blue if someone scores blue, which they did. He scores yellow if no one scores yellow, which did not happen. Galek scored yellow. So he was not a double agent. He was just a a regular old legitimate spy pretending to be a diplomat. So he gets his 1 point. So that's the end of the round, and the 4 players the following loyalty. Loyalty starts to matter more, as you'll see in later rounds, when people start to care about that. Put that there so it's a little easier to see. Okay, next round. Move the first player token. Rerolls are on again, and I think game bar had left. I'm just going to run a long ad, but I'll just keep going. Okay. So, new identity cards. Now, after having scored, players might have a little bit more of a preference about which factions they're scoring for. In the second round, it can be like it can actually end up being good to score like a different faction color, because you want to be able to get along with people later in the game. If you're just like try to beeline it straight for like, oh, my faction's gonna win, sometimes it can end up backfiring on you, because people are like, if other people are not ready to end the game, you can kind of turn into like a archenemy. Okay, so here's Samara as a red soldier or yellow spy. Here's her tile right there. She's just going off of color. She's going to go with red, not yellow. It's usually not good to play your tile right away, because it takes away your opportunity to play your own tile. I usually have people pick a character that might have similar interests to them as their first play. Okay, next player is Rensho. This is Rensho. I think she would actually prefer to be a diplomat right now, because, well, there's a lot of blue in here. Okay, well, she'll risk it. She's gonna like let's play a blue side here. We have both blue soldiers together. Like that. If another player is the other blue soldier, she might be able to get a friend with 2 blue early on. See if they could make that work together. Now, of course, we know, because we're looking at the whole game, nobody else actually is this character, and this is a obvious move for someone that already has a blue token to play 2 blue soldiers next to each other. So it's probably like too aggressive, but I'm sort of entertaining the idea that this player doesn't necessarily know that, right? So this is a move. If there's another player that's playing Rhea, which is like, like maybe 50-50 chance-ish, right? Or 4 in 9. I guess she knows she's her, so it's 3 in 8. And out of that, 2/3 chance that the person has already scored blue and wants to try to run off with the game. So maybe like 1 in 4 chance. Anyway, you don't necessarily have to math it out, but it's like not very likely, but that player is going for it. Okay. Okay, now we got Bracken. He doesn't have his tile. He could jump in on this as a blue spy if other people want to. Maybe also too bold. But well, who's going to play along with Rensho here? I think this is actually too aggressive. And that's probably a mistake. Okay, on to the players who think that this is too aggressive and don't want to go along with it. Galek. He wants to be a diplomat. This is not working for him. These two players are playing like it's working for them. He can't even play in this circle, actually. So he's going to play over here. What works the best for him? The reason he can't play in this circle is he can't match a side on it. There's 2 diplomats over here. Still, we forgot about that. He's going to play his diplomat side in the diplomatic ring. That's more or less openly opposed to what they're doing. This is way too aggressive. Here's the Samara player, who also can't play herself into that ring. She's going to follow Galek's lead and take his red spy side, play her red soldier on that side. She says, hey, you want to just go over here? We'll just see how this 2v2 ends up now. Samara, the blue soldier, is just going to push blue soldier. Assuming that her ally there will follow suit. Here's Bracken, the blue spy. Actually, yeah, Bracken he also can't play himself in this circle. So this is, go to Galek, playing a red spy here. And then this last tile is just going to be played out. Samurai won't have it. So nobody scores the second round. We got red soldiers here and blue soldiers there. And if this player had not gone last, these two players could have pushed this and finished this circle. But the timing didn't work. But nobody scores that round. This is, as a designer, I'm like interested in this. I was just talking on the phone to my girlfriend about this. Is that a good and satisfying play experience, or is that like a difficult, like unsatisfying play experience? I had a friend of mine tell me, oh, you should just put another tile in the game that has all three colors on it. That would make it much easier for somebody to finish something in that situation. And like, I don't know. It actually, if you end up in like if someone starts out being too aggressive and sort of forces a a divided board like that, often nobody will score. And that's why I said when that started, I think that's too aggressive. I don't think it's going to work. I think that's an okay thing happen in the game. It's sort of like when I designed this, I was thinking about the game Go. Pretty big inspiration. There's definitely it's easy to make moves in Go that are too aggressive, and a lot of like players of competitive games are usually too aggressive when they start playing Go. It's just something that you learn over time. Right now, this game kind of has that element too. I can see different opinions about that, and I'm interested. Anyway, these two players were too aggressive there, and it was too much blue, too much Republic faction. Okay, this time Senna's going first. She's just going to play her colors. She would love to score blue on that again. Here's Easius, red spy, blue diplomat. He actually really wants to play the diplomat. So he's going to put these two diplomats together. If he can join that circle, there's his tile. This will be good for him to score if there are other players that are diplomat, which he actually just played Adriana's card as a diplomat with a diplomat here, so this player might be interested in that. Galak is okay with this circle. His tile's not out yet. So he's in the position where whatever he plays, he will be continuing to make a circle. And he is okay being in it. If it gets finished before his next turn, he might not get to play his own tile. So he's just gonna the best thing he can do is continue to make a circle that he would score in, that other people will want to play into. So actually the best way for him to do that is for him to play this diplomat into the circle. There's Adriana. There's another red-yellow diplomat. She's a diplomat, so she's going to play this diplomat into the circle. Though at this point, they need blue diplomats. Actually, there's already both yellow diplomats. She's gonna play this yellow diplomat on this side, so that the red diplomats can join too. That. Senna, her tile's not out yet. She likes this circle, but she's going to stall. And I think she's actually going to say that too. She's going to say, I want to play as a diplomat. My tile's not out. But I support this circle being made. Actually, acting as a diplomat. Easius is next. He's going to play his tile as a blue diplomat. Senna's up last. Since she was friendly and Gallic likes this diplomatic circle, he's going to also be friendly and play Senna's tile as a blue diplomat. So we have a diplomatic ring. We actually have all the diplomats in the game. The 2 blue diplomats, the 2 red diplomats, and the 2 yellow diplomats. Diplomats score if when the circle's finished, it has all 3 colors in it, which it does. So all of these diplomats are going to score their color. Easius and Senna get blue faction loyalty. Gallic gets yellow faction loyalty. Adriana gets red faction loyalty. And going to the next round, now the stakes have gone up a little bit. There's a little more loyalty. So we have 2 players over here with 2 blue loyalty. You win the game by getting 3 loyalty of the same color. So these 2 players they want to be allies, but the other 2 players don't want them to end the game. These 2 players can't win. So basically these players are trying to score, but not score blue. These 2 players, if they can agree to work together, will be trying to win the game. And here's the first player token. I'm going to sort of think through how they're going to be communicating with each other. It's hard to win a game when there's someone that's like decisively against you at the beginning. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. This player can't score blue, can only score red and yellow. And this player is going first. They are probably, it's a little bit of a long shot to try to get away with this situation, so they're probably thinking they're going to score yellow. There's only 1 tile with yellow on it, so they're just going to put that tile out. Easius doesn't want a blue circle. He's a blue diplomat. Basically is worried about other blue spies or blue soldiers. If one of these characters is a blue spy or a blue soldier, that's like the most difficult thing for him. Or it's the most dangerous thing for any of the players, that one of those, probably a blue spy, is gonna like run away with the game. Actually, he's gonna play, let's see, play Bracken, the blue spy side. Let's see, like, no, he wants to play a spy opposite the diplomatic side, signaling that he doesn't want to play the spies. Adriana says, sure, how about red. That's pretty aggressive, but nobody really likes blue right now, except potentially one of those people. So it's a strong move, but I think it's not like super risky right now. Red's not really that scary. Like nobody has red faction loyalty. This player is Samara. Samara's going to play her own tile as a red soldier. Like red. Let's do it. Bracken's just going to throw himself in as a blue spy. And Easiest is going to play his own tile in here. He could either play red spy or blue diplomat. I think he would be worried about scoring blue if this player is actually Bracken, because the game would end and this player would win. I'll just talk through that. He's basically been worried about blue spies. One of these players being a blue spy, because spies score if their faction scores, and you win the game if you get 3 loyalty tokens of the same color. So if one of these players is a blue spy and Easiest scores blue, that blue spy will also score blue. If it's one of these two players, they'll end up with 3 blue and they'll win the game. The game will be over. They will be the only person who wins. Easiest doesn't want to play into that, so he's not going to score blue. He's going to play himself as a red spy. Ending the round. The circle is finished. And let's see. This is a diplomatic ring and a red military ring. We do have a red soldier. Samara is a red soldier. They score red here. Are there diplomats? Yeah. Adriana's a red diplomat. She also scores red. Easiest just played himself as a red spy. Red spies score red if someone else scores red. So he does. He scores 1 red here. Let's put that in the light a little bit. Bracken is a blue spy. Easiest was guessing. No one else scores blue, so he doesn't score blue. The game does not end. He has yellow on his opposite side, so he scores as a double agent. He scores yellow because no one else scored yellow. Easiest, the red spy, also scores double agent. He scores blue because no one scored blue. That was a really good move for Easiest at the end there. He has joined the group of players that have 2 blue tiles, or 2 blue faction loyalty. You win the game by getting 3, so it's a lot more likely that that blue or the Republic characters will be able to win the game this round. Okay, so going into round 4. Move the first player token over. Play some new identity cards. This player is Gallic. He has yellow diplomat or red spy. He would really love to play red spy if he can get somebody else to score red, but everybody will be worried about that. So he kind of has to do it under the radar. He's not going to play himself first, but he is going to play the other red and yellow tile to see if he can score either red or yellow. Next player is Renshow. She's got blue soldier. She's going to try and see if other people will get on that with her. But doesn't really want red soldiers. Let's see. How about a blue spy in spies? Other characters might be worried about blue spies, but she thinks she's going to score blue. This is like difficult to interpret for other players, except she just played Bracken style. The next player is Bracken. He definitely wants to score blue, and so he's going to play blue into the blue side. He's going to put the two blue spies together. He's people might suspect that he's Bracken. That's pretty bold to just give away. He's sort of giving away that he's a blue spy there. But if he can get support for it, that could be good. Neither of these two players like that because they can't score blue. Next is Samara. This is her tile right here. She's totally okay with scoring either side. Let's see. She could try and finish this without the spies scoring. Because they could be double agents. Or they could score for double agent anyway. They're probably actually just scoring blue though. Both of these two players want to score blue. That would be bold to try to finish this circle on this side. The other red soldier is over there too. Maybe she should try to do this. It's tough for her trying to play red soldier with red on the opposite side here. I think she will. See, what I mean by that is the two red soldiers can't play in the same circle anymore. So even if someone is Danielle, the other red soldier, the Samara player who's got a red soldier over here is going to have a hard time like finding an ally to play this ring. Which could have been quite clever for Bracken to do that, actually. She is going to play into this ring. Encouraging people to play either yellow or red into it. The yellow diplomat sitting right there. And Gallic is that yellow diplomat. He's going to play his yellow diplomat like that. Here's Simar. It's Simar's turn, or sorry, Renshow. It's Renshow's turn. She's blocked out of this ring now. Poor blue soldier. So she's gonna try. She's just gonna try to play in another ring. She'll play in one where another player played. Let's do that. It's a little easier to play on. If she can get, because she saw in the last rotation this player play here. So if he's willing to follow up with that, she could still score there, but she might have just been blocked out of this circle. Let's see. Bracken, the next player is Bracken. He could play in this ring, but it seems like these two players want to play here. He's just going to finish it. He actually won't score anything there unless one of these players is one of these diplomats. So we'll say he asks if anyone is one of these characters. The Samurai character is going to lie and say that she's Senna. So he'll finish this ring for Senna, thinking she's going to score as a blue diplomat. Which, if this player was telling the truth, they would both win the game. They're lying because they can't win. They don't want Bracken to win this turn either. They want the game to keep going. So Bracken's going to play this tile, finishing this ring, thinking that he's about to win the game. But he was tricked. This is a diplomatic circle. There's no majority, so no soldiers are going to score. But the diplomats are going to score first. Diplomatic circle meaning all three colors are in there, so the diplomats, any diplomat in this ring scores their color. Okay, we've got Gallic. He scores yellow. That was it for diplomats, right? Then we have this Samurai character was a yellow spy. She scores yellow because someone else scored yellow. Rensho's not in the circle. Bracken got screwed. He thought he was going to score blue if someone scores blue, but they didn't. He can double agent, score yellow if nobody scores yellow, but they did. So he also doesn't score. That was a good lie. That's the end of the round. Both these players scored yellow, so they've each got 2 yellow, and they could win the game, scoring yellow next round. They're both in really good position, which is cool. And you can see like how the positioning works a little bit with the loyalty. Like both of these players scored 2 blue early on, but they're like having a hard time closing it because it's like a little too obvious doing that early on. I also just played that like the other player kind of got away with a good lie. So that helps too, but you could see the sort of the tone of it sort of works like if you try to just run off with one faction early and don't play diplomatically. It's tough. Chaz, what are you doing? Aren't you still streaming? Your tab is still up there. Wow, you just did those 2 words. Automod thought you were bullying me. They have a Automod has a low estimation of my tolerance for humor. I have to teach it a lesson. Thanks for the lurk, man. This is kind of I'm just sort of like playing this game that I made. But thanks for the lurk. I appreciate it. I'm not really expecting a ton of traffic for my my little pet board game that I made. Love you too, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. Oh, you're taking a short break. I see. Cool. Appreciate the lurk, man. All right. Yeah, I mean, it would be cool. Maybe I'm all like avoiding video games and stuff. Maybe I'll make a TTS version. I think it would be a good idea to make a TTS version. It's a cool game. It's a social deduction game that you can play with 2 players, and it actually works. Which is maybe like its biggest like marketing point, but it's also just like interesting and cool. You have a lot of different kinds of strategies. My girlfriend likes it because you can just be like cooperative and generous and not be super competitive. And it's actually like legitimate. All right. I'll just keep going. Going on to the next round. Move the first player marker over. Everybody gets a new identity card. Yeah, it can be co-op. It's social deduction, and you can have like alliances with whoever you want. Yeah, thanks for the lurk, man. Okay, so new identity cards. Wow, that's a one-sided flop. That's interesting. Wow. These guys are totally screwed. What a flop. Okay, we'll find out in a bit that they're in trouble. First time chatter. Viewers. We don't need viewers. Okay, Adriana's not going to play herself. She has to play a red-yellow, which she actually doesn't particularly want to. Here's Samara. Her card just got played. She actually doesn't particularly want to play red-yellow either. But she'll go for a yellow spy if this diplomat scores. That's such a tough situation. This Renshow actually, she can't win this round either. Oh no, she can win with blue. Interesting. Blue soldier. She'll play into this blue soldier. There's her tile. Okay, Gallic. Gallic can actually win the game this round. And people are making this. He might actually he might run away with this. We'll see. It's such a bad situation for these 2 players. Because they can win by scoring blue right now. This is their loyalty. But neither of them can score blue right now. So they're going to be disruptive. Uh, well, let's see. Adriana can try to play as a yellow soldier. There's not much point in that, though. At this point in the game, she has a red loyalty, so she's going to try to play red over here. The Samurai player will play into that as a red soldier. She'll play the other red soldier. And then Rensho, her tile is right here. She could play a red diplomat, but there's no way this ring can be diplomatic. She doesn't want really this. Oh no, she would be okay with this blue scoring here. She's going to play blue onto the blue circle, hoping that one of these players will finish it, which actually they won't. But Gallic will finish this circle. He's the yellow diplomat. Okay, I didn't play much communication there. There were a lot of varied interests and a lot of different ways to win. But Gallic gets to go last here. So he's going to finish this circle. He makes it a diplomatic circle, and he's a yellow diplomat with 2 yellow loyalty. He gets a 3rd yellow loyalty, and he's going to win the game this round. Let's see if anybody else wins. Probably not, I'm guessing, because there wasn't a lot of cooperation there. But let's see. Adriana, she's not in the circle, doesn't score. This Samara doesn't score. She was a red soldier in the circle. She wants mostly red. So she actually just ended up being the token red for Gallic's diplomatic circle here. We got him that point. So she doesn't score either. Here's Rensho. She was hoping as a blue soldier to have mostly blue, but didn't get it. Also didn't score. Gallic wins for the resistance. That was a kind of a classy Gallic move, if you know the webcomic too. He was a sneaky diplomat. Yeah. I kind of, so when I'm just demoing this myself, it's kind of just to demonstrate the rules, but I like to play sort of different levels of strategy too. I'd love to demo this actually with my girlfriend, who's like way more cooperative about things. Like she'll do things even towards the end of the game. Just being like, oh, you can score? Sure. I'll just do what you want. She just likes that. She doesn't feel like motivated by winning. She feels motivated by like being cooperative. And one of the most like joyful things to me about seeing how different people play this game is like that strategy actually works. Like when people see that you're willing to help them for no reason other than just helping them, they're a lot more willing to help you. And you need that to play this game. You need people to help you, whether they intend to or not, right? Like you can lie and get away with stuff in this game, and you can just like play straight sort of strategy, sort of crunch the numbers, which is how I tend to do it. But you can also just be nice to people, and people are more likely to help you. And that actually really works too. So like, I mean, she would do that anyway. She's not doing it because it works. She's doing it because she likes it. But the game doesn't like insist that you be more competitive. Uh, it actually, if anything, it actually does the opposite. It you need people to work with you to win at this game. And so yeah, just being cooperative in a sort of ordinary human sense uh, is a good way to play. Or you can be a sneaky git like Gallic here and win. Anyway, I am gonna go get some lunch. So I'm in a raid Chaz with just me. It's back. Maybe I'll do this again. I don't know. I'll probably just paint more later. Yeah. See you guys over there.